What's going on, guys, and welcome to the channel. Today's video I'm going to be working on this front bumper of my 97 Mitsubishi Mirage. So the first things that I'm going to do is just remove this license plate holder, the custom made canards, the bottom bumper lip, and these corner splitters right here. So the point of today's video is just remove this bar right here, but I'm going to have to cut the bumper and do some fiberglass work and a little bit of body filler. Then we'll get it prepped so I can paint it. I already painted the rest of my car, so I need just a few more parts. So today I'm going to be working on the bumper. So let me go ahead and get started by removing these parts. Alright guys, so the bumper is like this, and this is the stage that we're at. The fiberglass is dried and it's hard already. I went ahead and sanded, just get this. I went ahead and sanded the fiberglass to where it is flush or below actually. That way I can put some body filler and it'll cover it. Same as over here on this side. You know, there's a bit of a gap, and then just with the body filler I'll go ahead and fill that in. Through the back side I just sanded just lightly with the 80 grit just to remove anything coarse from back here. Over here, same deal. So several layers of the fiberglass, and then, you know, just sanded it with 80 grit. So now next up is the body filler. This is Bondo body filler. So I'm gonna go ahead and just grab a little bit of it and mix it with the hardener, and then just throw on those areas. Alright guys, so here's the bumper so far. I went ahead and took off that center plastic. I threw some fiberglass through the back, and then a little bit of body filler right here. I'm not sure if it's entirely done. This is at the very bottom of the car, and it doesn't need to be perfect. So in case there's any details left behind that I didn't take care of, I really don't mind this. There it is. I'm gonna go ahead and just try to install it on the car. Alright guys, so here's the bumper installed. So of course getting ready for the paint. But I just wanted to show you guys, I installed the front bumper, and so you can see the intercooler just a little bit more. Now looking at it, there's this little piece where it has thread, so you can mount it from the bottom side. I mounted it through the top side, so there's that. What I could do is just cut it off, grind it, and bring the intercooler just that inch lower. There's these little lines. I might consider removing these, like just grind them off just a little bit more, and then just some glaze, spot putty or whatever. Now through the top, I did cut these off, but these are really hard to see, especially like since the car is like really low, not low, but it still needs the bottom lip and all that other accessories. But what I was trying to say is, if I lower this intercooler that extra inch, I'm gonna have to cut right here a little bit more for the coupler. And you can see right here, as this aluminum pipe is already rubbing on the bumper of the plastic of the bumper, whatever. I would have to cut that more to accommodate. So I think what I'm saying is I'm good like that. I was gonna consider cutting all that and lowering the intercooler just a little bit more. I might end up doing that later on, but not right now, not at the moment. If I do wanna, go that route, is just modifying like the intercooler itself, or probably cutting into the plastic, which I could do that after it's been painted. One more thing is right here, you can still see this part is from the bumper support. So if the air comes in here, it can also go through, through the front of the bumper support instead of over here. So this is another piece that I'm going to take off. Let me go ahead and remove the bumper to show you guys. Alright, so here it is. So the intercooler goes up behind the crash bar all the way up to about right here, give or take. So I might consider, like cutting that much off. You can see like this, just these same bungs or whatever, they're on the top side of the intercooler. So that's where I mounted it. This was a box frame, so I went ahead and cut the back side and just put the intercooler all the way up. That way I drilled some holes and put some screws there. So yeah, right here I'm just gonna consider cutting like that, straight all the way to this side, and then down, just to give this a little bit more breathing room. So instead of cutting all this piece, I'm just going to cut up to like right here, the very edge, so the air can, be able to go in there and get trapped and, go through the intercooler. Because if I open it up, it's gonna get trapped inside this pocket of the bumper. That's my theory, at least. Alright guys, so this is where we're at right now. The bumper is fully sanded all the way down to a 400 grit. Right here the places where I added some fiberglass and body filler. I am really happy with that. Everything is nice and smooth. So after this, I'm just gonna go ahead and add some base coat and then the clear coat. I was gonna add some primer sealer, but my spray gun that I use for sealer, the 1.4, the cup is still broke, so I haven't fixed that. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my regular gun, the Talco H3000, and I'm gonna spray some base. The paint covers really well, so I'm gonna add several coats till I'm certain that we covered everything, and then we'll jump over to the clear coat and then just finish off. Alright guys, check it out. Brought the Mitsubishi inside and I installed the bumper, and let's go ahead and take a look at it. We'll go ahead and start with the paint. There's the clear, came out really nice. And over here in front we have this center piece that I removed, and the little body work right here came out really nice also, so pretty happy about that one. The intercooler can go down a few inches. I can do that later, so if I wanted to, I'll just go ahead and cut right here on that plastic just to accommodate the intercooler just a little bit lower, but I'll do that on my own time. Another thing down here, that little step that was right here from the crash bar, went ahead and cut that, so now you can feel that the air can actually go inside and be more efficient that way, instead of how I had at the beginning. It was kind of blocking the airflow through the intercooler, so kind of like it this way. Other than that, very happy. Not that this is going to be the last time that I either remove or install the bumper, but I went ahead and reinforced the bumpers, so now it is like more sturdy and it doesn't shake or anything like that. These custom built canards, I made these myself out of HDPE plastic. That's a high density polyethylene, same material as a kitchen cutting board, but you can find these either on eBay, just type HDPE plastic, and you can get these boards like 2-3 feet, whatever. The bottom lip, this is actually from a Honda Civic. Yes, I know my car is a Mitsubishi, but it has the same shape. The lower part of the bumper has the same shape as the Honda Civic, so I got one of those and it fit perfectly. And these are just universal splitters, so it makes the car look just that much better, a little bit more attitude, more character to the car. But other than that guys, I'm very happy with the way the bumper came out. This front end right here, a little bit more breathing room. That's just the wind outside and it's moving the garage doors. But one more thing that I need is just the hood, since I had already painted the hood once, but it was in those stage where I had mounted a regulator on the gun, so I was still adjusting, learning the new setup. So I wasn't really happy with the finish that I left on the hood, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that one again. And I also need the roof, but other than that, the car will be complete. And once I have it all assembled, I'll go ahead and do a video just driving the car through the street, giving you guys some angles so you guys can see the car out in the sunlight, in the shade, or just in traffic. And remember guys, if you want to help support the channel, check out the links that I have in the description. I have my store link right there to where you can find these awesome decals. So I have the classic one with the red YouTube logo and a white signature. Or if you want that stealth look, I also have some matte black finish right there. So these are pretty awesome. So yeah, I only have 100 decals available, which I've already sold the first third of them. And you know, at the end, as soon as I sell all 100 decals, I'm gonna announce the winner. There's gonna be one winner, which is gonna have two options to choose from. First option is going to be the primer sealer kit plus a single stage kit, or the second option is going to be a base coat clear coat kit, valued up to $400, guys. So it's a great deal. Take advantage. Check out the description. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Peace out.